Hello, welcome to Eriu Tarot Readings. I'm Eriu and let's have a look at your September Love 2020 reading. So remember, this is normally based on your sun sign. If you don't get all that you need from this one, do check out your moon and your rising sign as well. And more importantly, because this is your love reading, have a look at your Venus and your Mars sign as well. But enough of all that, let's see what September Love has in store for you. I'm really looking forward to it. Hi Gemini and welcome to your September love reading. So as you can see, slightly different format from before. You are the top row and your love interest or the person you're in a relationship with currently or the person that's coming forward in September is the bottom row. So let's dive right in and have a look. So the middle card here, as you can see, it's the only one that's not turned over. I don't know what this is. This is the outcome card. So we're going to have a look at that at the end of the reading. It's going to pop it to the side and let's have a look. So Gemini, straight off the bat, when I look at your top line, I'm seeing so many swords, and it's good to see that your own element showing up for you, and I see very strong cards in relation to that. However, there seems to be an element of quiet on your side, and I really want to investigate that. Let's take a look at your very first card there. We have the King of Swords. So very first card, it's how you are at the moment. King of Swords, more of a masculine energy. Swords being Gemini, Libra and Aquarius. So we're talking about communication. We're talking about the skill of conversation. We're talking about thinking, thought processes, any cerebral activities, mental acrobatics, verbal acrobatics, and very much celebrating the mind and how it is constructed and how we can use that. However, me seeing this here, I'm looking at a very, very quiet King of Swords. Now that's not normally you at all, Gemini. Actually, I know for a fact it's not you at all. This is a card I would normally put down as Aquarius. I normally see the page, a younger figure, more like Gemini, because of that very childlike, fun, free-spirited vibe. But for some reason, how you currently are is very quiet. You're sitting on your throne and you're watching and you're observing, but I feel like there's an element of shutdown slightly. I don't want to say it's cold energy. I think people make that assumption about air signs. And look, I'm going to be a bit biased because I'm a Libra sun with a Gemini rising. So I'm going to say, no, I don't think we're cold. I think actually, on the contrary, we're very, very warm. And just because there's a masculine air energy that's floating through, which embodies the Aquarian energy of a cool air vibe, doesn't necessarily mean the emotions aren't there. How you are currently, Gemini, is very reserved and not wanting to speak up, and I feel that something deeper is contributing to this sort of energy for you. But I see you not wanting to socialize as much, not wanting to be out and about as much, and also not wanting to put on a very brave face. You don't want to, you just want to be in this emotion. Now obviously for a lot of you that's not going to be how it is. Some of you could be completely the opposite, enjoying life, socializing more, but there's an element of being reserved but reflection. That's what I see for you here. Now underneath that, the person that we have in question, or your partner or the person's coming in, is in quite an opposite state of mind. And I actually should be reluctant to use the word mind because we're looking at emotions here with the Ace of Cups. So aces come up very rarely, and when they come up, I always feel like that's a great signifier of a very strong, powerful energy coming towards you. So the energy that they are in is that of the Suit of Cups, which is emotions overflowing. The cup doth runneth over, and we can see that physically in this Ace of Cups card too. So this person could be a water sign. This could be a Gemini, Pisces, Scorpio type of character. Doesn't need to be. We'd say probably more so Scorpio or Pisces because we have that moon in the far background. Or this person's moon sign could be a Cancer moon as well. But nevertheless, this card is saying this person is very much in their feels. They are all about the feelings currently, and they feel like they have a lot to give. They give it quite freely as well. So it could be a case that you are looking upon their energy and going, how come you just wear your heart on your sleeve like that? How come you just show all the emotions? You don't mind crying in front of people. You're okay with that? Okay. and you just love this and you love that, and you're kind of it could be because that you're slightly dubious about that energy and how somebody can just show that without reservation. You're like, because air signs, we traditionally don't necessarily go to that first and foremost. We try and dissect it with our minds. We become so analytical, even with our own emotions. That free flowing energy of letting an emotion be is quite I just cocked my head to the side like a little puppy that was like, what's going on? It's different to us. I would say it's different. Not necessarily bad, but certainly different. Now, the second card that we have for you, as you can see there, top row and second from the left, we have a major arcana for you. I believe it's the only one you have, and it is the Justice card. So Justice came up for another, I think it was for Capricorn in the same place as well. So this position is about how you see the relationship. So for you, you see this relationship as being extremely balanced. You see it as being very honest. You're saying also that level of honesty is something that you require from them, and equally is what you will give to them too. At certain points, there is a case that you feel like you want to be the leader, Gemini. I don't want to say that this person hasn't got the energy, because we're going to talk about the card underneath yours in a few moments, but you prefer at times to be in the driving seat. Even though you're a mutable sign, which means you are interchangeable and you really flow lovely with that energy, doesn't mean that you don't also like at times a bit of control. And the twins, it's necessary for them in their lives to have a little bit of control. They need that because there's two of them. So, one will push and pull the other, but an element of control is at times really nice for you in your life. And I see you here as well looking at this in a very factual sense. This relationship, how will it be on paper? Is this a contract I want to enter into? Will there be marriage down the line? Will the financial institution or our two financial institutions both amalgamate? Can we live off of that? You could almost say there's an essence of pentacle energy in there, but it's just that train of thought that kind of snowballs, where it's like you want to see the facts, you want to see them placed out in front of you, and almost like a timeline of that. So there is a moment of you questioning whether or not this will have the power, the sustainable power, in order to continue, because you don't necessarily want to move forward. Again, Gemini, I have to stress with you, you're awfully quiet. And that is not you. Either something external is going on outside of you that has allowed you to move inward and to perceive possibly a detached manner about you, which again, us air signs are told we are constantly detached, but never really on the outside. And I see you more so on the outside being like this. And I'll be honest with you, it is a bit of a concern for me as to why that energy has been pulled back so much. It's not even that you're reining it in and it's going out in droplets. It's more of a case that you are very much containing yourself. So whatever this is, Gemini, that might be happening for you currently. And for those of you, by the way, who this energy isn't happening, then do apply what I said about being can the two lives amalgamate. But if it is about you, Gemini, I would urge you to kind of dig really deep into why this is probably happening. Or if you do know the reasons, maybe try and find the solution external to you, because it seems to hold it all in may not be very healthy for you. So again, we see a contrasting energy to the one that's just below you. So second from the left on the bottom row, we have the Chariot card, another major arcana, very strong universal energy here. And what does this card? Well, let's look at the illustration first of all. Compared to the Justice card, sitting back, relaxed, watching, analysing. We have the Chariot coming in here, full guns blazing, two horses firing along. We see the woman on the chariot. She has her spear, she's ready, she's moving forward, and she's very adamant and determined about doing that. This card in many ways as well, it's about overcoming obstacles and the need to develop the personality and to master difficulty and circumstances. So this person is saying, I have all this ability, and I see that being a very strong thing in our relationship that I can bring you. So it could essentially mean that two of you could be opposites in some ways, and that at times you may require these traits that they may have. It's also a card of triumph, being triumphant and success, and journeys, about moving moving forward. Sometimes it's about moving to other lands. Other times it's just about moving to another place to live. But in this instance, it's about moving forward towards you. For them, they would like to move forward towards you in the relationship, or move towards a relationship with you. It's important to note here as well that again we have Cancer energy, so we've a lot of water energy so far in the first 2 cards, very strong as well. Now let's look at your third card. In the position of the headspace, your headspace, we have the 4 of Cups. So it's not like you're not affected by this person in some way, or that they don't have an effect on you, because that cup energy is slowly seeping in. But with the 4 of Cups here, we see that somebody is very much on their own yet again. It seems to be a trait that so far in your particular line of loneliness, I feel. Now again, this may not have anything to do with the person on the bottom line or your partner, but something that has affected you within the last few months even, that has finally come to a head. I know you're starting to feel this aspect of alone, or as I say, loneliness. So the 4 of Cups for you is an emotional card, but it is really feeling like your cups have just spilled over and you haven't gotten what you've required. The thing with this card is not being able to really see that what you have right in front of you is actually just as good as anything else. If we mirror this, so the Rider-Waite traditional deck, right, we have the hand, the divine hand, very much like the Ace of Cups, comes in and gives this cup to the person sitting under the tree. However, the person doesn't realize it, they can't see it, that there's something very divine and spiritual and holy about the offer that they're being given. So in your headspace, you're probably not seeing or thinking that this thing that is near you, or this person that is near you, is giving you all that you actually require, because you feel like you require something else, or that there's something else that for you might be a make or break decision. But this card is coming up for you to say, please look, please just turn your head, please just see this from a different angle, because that divine cup was right there at the very start for the person underneath you, which was the Ace of Cups. That is there. So this is also telling me that in your head, you know that in the back of your mind, that person is steady, they are there for you, and they're just kind of waiting in the background for you. So I don't feel for a lot of you that this has been a past relationship and it's come around a second time, but there is something connecting the two of you, and that the two of you have been connected for some time. It could just even be a mutual understanding of one another. But please do take note again, Gemini, that just because you don't see it in your mind's eye, just because it's not presented in the way you think that it should be in front of you, it doesn't mean it's not there. And I really see it there for you. There is a wonderful blessing about this quiet little cup that sits behind you, waiting for you on the tree, watching over you, and in many ways taking care of you. So do see that, I guess, for what it is. Now in their headspace, they have the 3 of Wands. So okay, 3 of Wands, we've got fire energy. So we're starting to see this really passionate love coming forward towards you. And also I think it's really important to say that this is compassion as well. And empathy as also I would apply to this card. So we see a person here and they're standing against a tree and they're looking out to the horizon, or as this card visually depicts, a road map essentially out further on into the fields and into the trees. And what this means is somebody looking forward to the future, looking at trying to obtain an objective, knowing that they want to set down roots and go down certain routes that they want to obtain in their lives. So for example, they want a particular job, they want the house, they may want more financial stability, they might want children, they might want marriage, all these kind of roads that sometimes feel a little bit splintered. They're looking at one road and they're looking down it to say, how will I achieve those things that I want? And in their headspace, they're very much putting you at the center of that also. I really like to see the 3 of Wands, and I like this card in this particular deck because we do have the 3 wands to the side, but we also see the person, they are waiting, but there's an element of direction and action also associated with this card. So please don't think that they're not thinking of you and they're not thinking of a future with you, because that's exactly what they're trying to do. Now in your final card, what we have is the 3 of Swords. So again, we see swords energy. So you're really governed by that quite strongly, of your own energy and those of your brother and sister signs of Libra and Aquarius for September. The Three of Swords traditionally would depict a heart that has three swords piercing it. And the mistake is that the heart is broken. That's not the case at all. The heart is just being punctured. And the beauty of this card, if you really want to look at a silver lining with it, is that we can pull out those swords of hurt at any point. Sometimes it does take time, and healing takes time. But with this card, I always think that it is in the ability and by the hand of the person that is experiencing this, that they can actually do that for themselves. It is of heartache, not heartbreak. And with this card in this particular deck, we see it the three swords pointing upwards towards the tree. So sometimes I really look at this as like the tree of life, and the roots that govern that are like the family. So things may have happened previously in the family that have affected how we love, or dynamics that we have learned from our parents or our guardians that have created and manufactured our view of love and how we give out love and receive love. So for some of you, you might be carrying the burdens of what you would deem as generational trauma, or you feel that at times the relationships in your family are somewhat splintered and fractured. And I feel some of those almost feel irreparable to you. But if that's not the case for you, it's just the case that some of you have, as I said, being shown a way of loving and giving and receiving of love that might not be actually how you yourself show and receive love. Now this again is in your heart space, so I feel with that quietness that I told you about on the very start of your reading, with the very top of your row of you, I see that quietness then really floating into the heart space, and I'm understanding that it's not something I think you were able to be in control of. And I think there's pain there, Gemini. It's not by your own hand. I feel it's circumstantial. So I want to kind of give you my love and my empathy towards you, because I can understand that whatever that thing was feels quite destructive to the soul and also to the body. Like my body, my chest and my stomach are kind of struggling to breathe a little bit. So I can understand to a certain point that this is a big thing for you. And then your heart space is directly affected by that as well. Now, when we look underneath here, the last card for the person in question that you have a question about, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So we have Pentacles energy, which is very, very grounding. I think for how the vibe is for you in September, you need someone to take the reins in that sense. And that's what you were thinking about as well with the Justice card. And then also it was shown to you with the Chariot card, physically taking the reins. The Pentacles card, Virgo, Capricorn and Taurus energy. This really is about the understanding of a job needing to be done, doing that and seeing the results. So planting the seeds and reaping the rewards to a certain degree. It's also, for me, a nice card of self-reflection and reflection in general of how far you've come. So in the heart space of this person seems very mature in understanding how their particular heart works and how their love works and how they give that out and how they receive that back as well. So this card is also about taking a break to enjoy the results of that. So if this person equally had hardship in their love life previously, they've stopped, they've taken stock, they've seen how much they've grown, and they're being pleased with themselves, I guess, in knowing that they can bring themselves forward to another person in a very mature sort of way. So this is about clearing out the self, and it is also about harvesting the self. So it's for them, it's about clearing unnecessary clutter from their lives. So for them, it would have been inner clutter that they have from their love life. So we see you as a 3 and them as a 7. We see them having just kind of pushed past you a little bit, Gemini, in that regard with your heart space and their heart space. But the beauty of that is that they can bestow that emotional knowledge upon you, and that can equally help you grow. So that they're saying that there's an element of, I'm in it for the long haul, don't worry. That's what I keep hearing. Don't worry, I'm in it for the long haul. And the understanding that things take time. Real relationships take time. Love takes time. So let's have a look now at your other card, your outcome card. Okay, Gemini, I have no idea what card this is, so we're going to pop it in the middle here and see what the outcome is for you. The wheel, lovely. So number 10. So we're seeing the completion of this. We're seeing an ending of what has happened or how things have been up to this point. The beauty of the ending is that you can move forward into a new chapter. And I love the fact that the chariot is there and the wheel is there, all cyclical symbols to say we are moving forward. Let's let go of the past. Let's go into this anew and together. So when we see someone like this, they are there's an element also of determination to come out as well, to come out of the previous and to move forward, and a desire to do so. Again, it's a very mature card when we apply it to relationships. So we see the wheel, also known as destiny and fate, moving you onwards. Again, we need to look at that cyclical motion, and always ever turning at different paces, at different speeds, and offering you different things to look at when it is in motion. So at slower speeds we can take stock of more, in faster speeds we can enjoy the ride a little bit more. And so also this is saying for you to let go of the things that have been weighing you down, let go of the things of the past. You are not your mother, you are not your father, you are not your guardian, you are just you. And in many ways that is enough for this person. I don't ever really doubt your self-awareness or self-worth, Gemini, but this month I feel it's rocky, so I gotta just say that to you and remind you of the beauty of you. And as I said, this person wants a new chapter. Let's enjoy life again. Let's get back to it. Let's be one and let's enjoy the ride, which is the wheel. Okay, Gemini, I hope you enjoy this reading. If you dig what I do, please like and subscribe. Also, as I said, trying out different formats. If you like this format, or you're looking for a reading slightly different, or you wanted to contain kind of different themes, let me know. Put it in the comment section. I'll be reading them all, take them all on board, and then doing creating tarot readings for them. If you would like a reading from me, you can certainly have one. My details are below. You can contact me and I'll email you back as soon as I can. Until, lovely Gemini, take care of yourself in September, my love. Sending you all my love, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.